Okay, start over, everybody. It is 7:44 p.m. on Tuesday, November 1st, 2022. It is All Saints Day, and I haven't done a video in a while. I have been dealing with. I've been down with a lot. We're having a little beer. Having a little beer here. Hard chat. I've been stressed. Maybe I've been depressed. Okay, like the big D word. Not depressed as in like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself, or oh, like my life sucks or anything. Although I've had moments of like, this is bullshit. you know, I've mostly been in good spirits, but I'm frustrated because I don't have a lot of emotional support that I should have normally, that people should have. Their friends and their family supporting them, what they're going through. And I'm going through a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? It is stressful to have my landlord coming into my place when I'm not here, fucking with my shit. You know what I mean? That's enough to, make your mind go crazy. But luckily I don't. Luckily I keep that together. But it's a stressor. It's a stressor. And they're also stealing money from me, too, as well. You know what I mean? On top of it. Like my landlord, I posted actually a YouTube video showing like the phone call that I had made, or that I had received from Josette Trevino, my case manager from HSA, where the previous day on the phone she had told me that that they were sending direct payments to my landlord. And when I tried to get her to admit that on recorded call, on a recorded telephone call, she refused to do it. And I have that recorded. So I posted that, Anyway, so all this kind of... So, like, my landlord is getting not only the money they sent directly from HSA for my tenant portion each month, he's getting the money that I pay him also as well. You know what I mean? This is known. It's not even, I'm not just making this up. I'm not paranoid about shit. This is like, you know what I mean? If you don't see that from the questions I wrote and the video of the call, then you are brain dead. Honestly, I have no tolerance for that. And anyway, so my father, for example, is one of those brain dead people that refuses to support me, even though he knows that I'm right, and he's just being an asshole. So anyway, so all that stuff though it's been very taxing on me. It is absolutely taxing on me. I thank God that I'm able to sort of keep my wits about me, and I pray, you know what I mean? And I do stuff to take care of myself. I drink beer. I love beer, and I use it to relax myself, absolutely. I do housework. I cook. I love those things. And they keep me sane. They do, and they keep me sane, and I remember to just stay calm, because I know in order to nail these people, you cannot lose your temper. And I want that more than anything. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care the most annoying thing will make me calm if I know that I need to be calm to fucking squash their fucking asses, and that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, bring it on. Let it go. You have to let it go. You gotta let it go. And I'm not just saying let it go like, motherfucker, I'm gonna get you. If you keep on doing that, you're gonna blow up eventually. You need to literally I'm cooking. Oh my God, I love this. Look at this. This is going to taste delicious. Da, 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 da. You need to do that. You need to literally let it go. So that's what I do. That's what I work on. And that's the secret of my success here, is with my grace from the Lord that I get. So anyway, so what I'm waiting for right now, and I probably don't need to wait anymore, is I'm cleaning the oven here. You can't really see it. There's a bunch of crap on there. I was about to wipe off. So let's go on beer number 2. Let's pour beer number 2. And then we're going to pull this bitch out and look inside there. I already talked about this on Facebook, the reason why. I don't feel like talking about it now, because it's going to make me sound paranoid. But I'm not fucking paranoid. Paranoid people don't act like me. Paranoid people don't talk about gratitude. Okay? Which is all over my Facebook page. But I don't mind looking. When you're you're right, not kind of right. When you're right, you kind of don't mind about it, because I know, the truth is with me in the end. But you still don't feel like sound. You know what I mean? anyway, here's what I have to now, because I just told you about the oven. Several months ago, it became obvious to me that my oven was acting like erratically, right? So I look up online and I'm like, okay, well, you know, what's wrong with the oven? Now, coils can cause this kind of problem, like where if there's a problem with your oven coil or whatever, it can cause the oven to not heat. It can burn too hot. Okay, it can burn too hot. So basically you have it on medium, but it's on like super high. You know what I mean? Even though it's on. So that's what I thought was happening. So I text my landlord. I'm like, you know, there's a problem with the oven. Of course, he doesn't give a fuck. And so he just like lets it go, whatever. I knew he would, but I still need to report it. You know what I mean? So I did that. Anyway, so then I noticed though that like it's not just doing that after a while. It's that it's acting erratically. Like sometimes I'll turn it on, and it'll be like, yeah, I'll turn it on to medium, but it's actually like really as if it were turned on to like 2. You know what I mean? And then, in fact, I cooked some fries the other day where literally the first batch, within five fries take like 10 to 15 minutes usually on medium. Okay? Maybe even 20, depending on, I mean, you know, but for me, they usually take like 10 to 15 minutes. And in 5 minutes, these were scorched. And then the next batch that I put on, same heat, same burner, same everything, 5 minutes, were much more like they should have been for the next batch. And so now this seems crazy to imagine that a guy would be like sitting there fucking, you know what I mean? Like it does, admittedly, because I would never do that. Who the fuck would, you'd have to be fucked up in the head beyond belief to really be the person that would be doing that. People's shit. But, you know, I didn't paint the Last Supper painting in my living room green either. The frame is green. I mean, can you imagine what kind of fucked up person it would take sitting there with the Last Supper painting and painting it green? For real. That's sick. Anyway, so that's not proof enough. You'd have to be in this situation in order to know. You know what I mean? You'd have to really, and then even then, because then people are not very grounded and tightly wrapped, honey. You know what I mean? So like, but anyway, I know Papa knows what he's doing. Okay, Papa knows what he's doing. Trust, and you don't have to trust. I don't give a fuck if you trust, because you're gonna see eventually. But anyway, so there's a slight chance that I may be wrong. A slight chance I may be wrong on this oven thing, but we're gonna pull it out and see if it is a smart oven. We're gonna see, because that would be pretty, I imagine, would not be too difficult to do. So that's what we're gonna do. Probably, I don't know if I'm gonna do it on video. I don't know, but the point of this video is not to do that. It's just to decompress and to drink and say hi. And anyway, so I initially wanted to talk about my grandfather going to the Brick Marketplace to buy a hamburger. That's what I really wanted to do this video on, but I'm not gonna, you know, whatever, you get all the unpleasantness you get with it. All right. Beer number 2. Let's pull it out. So, you know what I posted on Facebook just now. I'm kind of getting tired of IPAs. We've had about like over 10 years of heavily saturated, a beer market heavily saturated by IPAs. And man, aren't beer drinkers, aren't you ready for something different? Even though IPAs are fine, but you're like, I want something that hits more in the back of my palate, like in the back of the mouth. IPAs can be too cloying and hit up in the front. Cloying, and it's not very cloying, but it's like after 10 years of IPAs, maybe it's cloying to me. I don't know. I'm not sure, you know. So, all right, let's do this. Now we gotta actually grab the Alco Bevlog. Hold on. You know what's really kind of funny is that I have a grandmother that I don't call my grandparents on my mother's side of the family, I don't usually refer to them. When I say my grandparents, I mean my dad's side. But anyway, so I have my grandmother on the my mother's side of the family. His name was Bev, and she was an alcoholic. And it's funny, I just looked at the other day, I was like, the Alco Bev log, and I was like, Alco Bev, that almost sounds like a nickname for Grandma Bev right there, you know? Who was a bitch. She was a mean person, just like my mother, unfortunately. All right, so 7:55 p.m. 1 Sierra Nevada, hazy little thing, IPA. All right, let's also post this to Facebooky. This is just a video just to kind of socialize, really. It's not really about anything. I don't know who's going to watch it. I don't really care who watches it. It's for me to do, to talk. All right. Ba-da-boom. There we go. Alco Bev log. There we go, the Alco Bev. Alco Bev log. Okay, here we go. We have a little bit of this left in here. I'm going to pour this in here because it'll cool it and freshen it up a little bit. That's like they call it freshen, right? Freshen your... Anyhow. There was a video, and I never posted it. It was over 2 hours long. It's gone now. Did I post it? No, I should have uploaded it and left it unlisted. But it was just me washing the dishes in here in the kitchen when I first moved in. It was about 2.5 hours long. It just me rambling about anything. And it was like, I said, this lacks so much focus, I'm not going to post it. But I wish I would have. But the Lord didn't want me to do it. So that's fine. We didn't. It's all right. It was pretty cool. It was just me in a good mood, just talking about whatever came to mind. And, yeah. All right. So let's see here. Let's throw this away. So I got a system with beer, and I'll tell you, it does help. It really does help to have a system. It's Tuesday. All right, so let me go ahead and I'm going to wipe this up here off the oven. I also got to refoil the burner trays as well, so I'm going to do that. I might do that on video too. Why not? What the hell? It's kind of like having company at least. All right. What the hell? So I got bacon. On the oven here is hamburger and bacon grease, basically, that's splattered. I made some great hamburgers the other night. They were a little bit rarer than I would have intended because it was a little bit tricky with the oven shit going on, which could be just a fluky oven, but I don't think so. But we'll see. I can see if it. I think ovens that are like that are usually. And also too, this goes back to like way back when I first moved in. Sometimes water would take a long time to come to boil, like a very long time. And I did, and see, at first you don't notice these things. You notice them in hindsight. I mean, I noticed them at the time, like, okay, this is really taking a long, but you know what I mean? It's just, what are you going to do about it? Nothing. I mean, all right, whatever. And then other times it takes a very short time to come to boil. I was like, holy shit, like that's really, I mean, like it shouldn't come to boil that quickly. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But here's my hope. I just want to take a look inside there. You know, I never had really good luck with stuff like that. I mean, as far as like, you know, I don't know. We'll look in there and see what happens. I'm just going to take a couple pictures, basically, I think. Unless something obviously jumps out at me. Just take a couple pictures of what's going on there. That way I've got it for reference, you know? If you're not, again, if you're not familiar with the story, I apologize. It sounds totally like crazy, probably to you, but you know, in fact, bless you, because if you're not in this world where this kind of stuff even happens to you, which I was for so many years, living at 15 Maple Avenue, and I grew up in a house, and we didn't, you know, this wasn't. Landlord intrusions and stuff like that were not a part of my world at all, and I kind of miss that. All right, so we got, all right, this is looking cleaner. This is good. I got all my dishes done earlier today. I had to do a crap ton. After this, just a couple more wipes. I'm gonna take a big old sip off the old beer glass. I wish I had a whisker guard, dude. Oh my god, I really could use one. I could buy one. They're not that expensive. I just don't think to do it. I think maybe, you know what? Maybe next payday I'll do it. Let's see. Maybe. I say that, but at the same time, you know, sometimes too, what I really like is a whisker guard for other stuff too. I wish there was a way to, you know, just lift your whiskers away. There is that doesn't, but that doesn't look ridiculous. You know what I mean? Because you'd have to probably use like clips and stuff. All right. Of course, maybe you have to decide: do you want to look ridiculous or do you want beard guard? I don't know. Who knows? Let's see. Depends, you know? Depends on the situation, I suppose. All right. Salute. Almost. Let me get a little bit more cleaned up. I like a Donna Reed clean. No, actually I do, but also too, it depends, you know, like when you're not feeling well, you really have to go easy, you know, you have to maintain the integrity of the form, which is what I talk about all the time on Facebook, in order to be able to get all your stuff done. And that means that sometimes that, you know, if you don't have, when you're feeling great, you know what I mean? When I'm feeling great, this place is so clean that it's crazy. Like I wash the walls and everything. I mean, like you know what I mean? I am on top of it. But when you're not, you can't have an attitude of like, if I can't wash the wall, fuck it all. You know what I mean? If I can't do my whole thing, just, it's all to hell. Because it will all go to hell and you'll fucking lose. Okay? No. So that's not, for me, it's not a fucking option. Absolutely not. So what you do, you need to scale down. And that's what I do. Like when I'm not feeling well. Right now, I'm sleeping so many hours per day. It's like crazy. And it's because my body is like physically depressed. You know, do I want to get on antidepressants? No, I don't. No. And I don't need to. I know I don't need to by 43 years old. I know. You know, but I do know how to take care of myself. And this is the time where we eat red meat. Okay, usually like, and it took me a while to realize that. It really did. But this is the time to eat your burgers. Eat your burgers, honey. But you know, try not to do too much because I mean you can overindulge. But you're only gonna do. You know what? If you overindulge, you couldn't have helped it anyway. Let me put it that way. You couldn't, because if you would have, you know what I mean? Don't self-doubt. Do your best, know what your priorities are, know what you're after, and leave it at that. I'm going to tell you. All right, so here we go. So this is all cleaned up now. Enough. We have maintained the integrity of the form, pretty much. Not so much here on this oven, but in general, yes, absolutely. All right. Now what do we want to do after this? Well, I'll tell you what I do want to do. I'm going to mop this floor area right here to clean it up because I want to get this clean. And I'm going to do this in a very camera-friendly way. I'm going to try to stay in front of the camera for the entire thing. Hold on. For most of it. For most. Gross. Okay. I'm just going to use this little bucket here. What I want to do, I'm also going to take this occasion when I pull the oven out, is to clean under the oven, because you know how under the oven is like. Well, now we're going to get to it, you know? So it kills a couple birds with one stone. Stone's throw. Donna stone. 6 stone, 2 stone. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put a little bit of Pine Sol in here. A little bit of Pine Sol left in here. I have a whole new thing of Pine Sol. It's generic Pine Sol, but it'll be just as good. But I have it in there. I was excited when I saw the price. I was like, yeah. When I saw the price. Okay. Sandy Pine, it's called, from Smart and Final. Sanitary pining. I'm clean and I'm pining over colder. Sanitary. Sandy Pine. See, I can colderize anything. All right. So, Sandy Pine. And this is the mop. You know what a mop looks like, right? I hope you do. Clean up your house. No. Mopping is really good to do. It really is. And I try to mop often, especially because I only have carpet in the bedroom. Anyway, okay. Yeah, I'm going to mop this up. All right. Only got carpet in the bedroom. Okay, so we're just gonna. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mop later, but I just want to clean this area right in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Because it's pretty dirty. It does need it right now. And then, while we wait for it to dry, I'm just gonna talk and drink with you a little bit because we're in no hurry. All right. I love the smell of pine sol. Oh my God. I gotta tell you. It's one of my favorite smells in the world. Other than Vagisil. No, just kidding. I'm totally kidding about that. I don't know where that came from. All right. Okay, so that's all set. See, that's what sometimes you need a little bit of beer in your life. You know what I mean? A little bit of. It's nice. All right. So I'm gonna let that dry. And I'm going to bring you over to the table. Okay, get my beer from the other side. I almost want to do one more wipe, but I'm not gonna, because I can do that after. You know what I mean? I can do that after. Oh boy, let me see. Let's talk about hamburger again, because that's why I got on here. I'm gonna leave the piano on for a little bit just in case I decide to jot back to it. Hamburger. Ruminations on hamburger. I don't really know what to say. My grandfather, I feel like I already told this story, but I didn't. I was thinking about it for Facebook. I don't think I got into it here. And if I did, I feel like, God, I'm going to be like a drunk. You know what I mean? Like I'm repeating the same story that I don't even remember that I told. Like if you know, I don't want to do that. And then I brought it up a little bit earlier, and I'm like, did I tell it then? I don't really remember. I'm not really sure. So it's, Lord, you lead the way. You lead the way, Lord. Whatever kind of conversation you would like us to have. I will tell you this about this. I haven't brought this up. I made a cake the other day with buttercream frosting. I am a big fan. Now, here's the thing. I did not know this. Okay, so there was this. I took out the trash already, so it's gone. But the container was like the flavor was buttercream, and I've never seen that before. I've seen vanilla. I've seen chocolate. I think I've seen other stuff like vanilla with like rainbow shit. I've never seen like buttercream, and I was like, is buttercream a flavor? I think it probably is, right? But I mean, like I've heard of chocolate buttercream. Haven't you? You know what I mean? Don't you know that? Like, have we misunderstood? Have we been deceived? I thought there was buttercream as a type of frosting, but then flavors were kind of superimposed on that, and that may be true. That may be true, but I just gave me pause for thought. I'm just like, wow. So this is just plain buttercream. Now here's the deal. Next year for Colder's birthday in May, I'm gonna be making. My plan is to make the methamphetamine cake for him. So like, it's gonna be pretty cool. Like I mean, and it's gonna be from scratch. I'm surprised that I haven't made a cake from scratch already. I really am, because now I'm seeing how fucking easy it is. Like, I mean, it's not all that hard. Like, I am amazed now that I ever bought fucking pancake mix in a box. Like now, I'm like, are you retarded, Justin? Or like what? Because there's no need. It's so fucking easy to make a pancake with like just from scratch. Like, why would you ever buy pancake shit from a box? Why convenience? I know now. I understand. I'm not making fun of if you buy pancakes that way. God bless you. So did I. And maybe here's a good reason. Maybe you don't make pancakes that much, and so you don't want to have all the flour and the baking powder around and shit. You don't have any other use for it. Maybe that's why. But I will tell you this. You'll never get as good of a pancake as you get from fucking homemade pancakes, dude. I'm serious. They are fantastic. They are wonderful. Anyway, so I'm used to that now, right? So I've been doing that a while. Actually, I have some pancake mix that I made the other day in the refrigerator right now. This is the bridge, by the way. The bridge. Come over here. I love getting drunk with all you, even though you is nobody. I don't know who the hell you are. I hope you enjoy this. Anyway, so, so I have some pancake mix in there from the other day, and yeah, my pancakes are like bomb now. Oh my god! Like those, like, have you ever gotten from pancake? I don't know what causes it, but have you ever gotten like from when you make box pancake mix, you get like fucking hockey pucks, kind of. I've never had that happen with homemade pancake mix. I don't know what the deal is. I have no idea, but it has not happened yet. All right, it's getting closer. Let's leave it for a little bit, just checking on it. just drying up over there. Um, so like, yeah, I can't. I'm excited about making a cake from scratch because I know it's not going to be that difficult now. It's weird how the Lord makes cooking so unapproachable to some people and not to other people. And I was one of those people that like where he made it unapproachable to me. So I'm looking for I'm looking at how it felt back then, and it really did. It feels unapproachable. It feels so like and it's so fucking easy. You can't. I mean, seriously, it is not that hard. I'm not saying to be like a Gordon Ramsay. I'm talking about just to make like nutritious, a healthy homemade food for yourself and your family. It's so easy to do. But when you don't do it, it seems so like, oh my God, like make a roast. Like I have a fucking pork shoulder in there that I'm going to do. I don't know when. I have no idea when, but soon. I'm not going to let it wait for too long. This is the second pork roast I've done, pork shoulder roast I've done. The other one was bone-in. This is boneless. And I did it for 8.5 hours in the oven. 8 hours in the oven, sorry, the first time. And it came out, it didn't come out looking good. I can tell you that. It did not look yummy at all, but it was delicious. And I did Thanksgiving last year, and I donated the turkey to the hospitality house over here in San Bruno, and that was really cool. I mean, that turkey came out awesome. This year I'm doing a turkey, and I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. Because you know what I mean? Just doing it this year. Because it's just going to be just me. And holidays are important. Holidays are important. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have, it's just going to be me, but we're having a feast, honey. We're having a feast. And last year we did Christmas dinner. I made a tri-tip for Christmas dinner last year. I have a great time cooking. I love cooking. But anyway, the point is that cooking used to be so unapproachable to me. Like a lot of people that don't cook, And I can't believe it now. I look back and I'm like, it's not that fucking hard. It really isn't. I mean, all right, let me, Dad, if you ever watch this, Dad, I don't imagine, unless he has started making pot roast in the time that I have not really been paying attention. I've been paying attention, but he has been keeping himself distant from me. And, doesn't, call me on the phone or anything like that. But anyway, in that time, unless he has started making pot roast, he has not made pot roast. Well, here's the thing. You know what I did with that pot roast, Dad? I took it out of the refrigerator. I took it out of the freezer, defrosted it. When it was defrosted, I cut it into chunks. Like bite-sized chunks, maybe like squares, like kind of big, but still, whatever. You could have done it any size you want. Doesn't make a difference. And then I took some Tony Chachere seasoning, and I seasoned them on all sides on a cutting board. And then I put them in the crock pot, and I poured in a can of beer. You could do less, you could do whatever, just try it. It doesn't make a difference. Try whatever works, see what try it. Then I poured in a little bit of water, maybe about 8 ounces of water and a can of beer, which is 12 ounces. All right? And I think that's it. Now, because Tony Chachere has salt and pepper in it. And I put that lid on, and I put it on low, and I let it go for 12 hours. Now, I gotta tell you, I've had better pot roast. Definitely. The pot roast that I make in my pressure cooker, I like better. But just doing that's it. That's all you gotta do. And you know what I mean? It's not unapproachable at all. Like for a home cook. Like my grandparents could have done the same thing had they known, had they been comfortable with it. They just weren't comfortable. You know what I mean? That's the thing. You kind of think like, oh, pot roast, that's a big, Gravy. Did I make gravy? I did, yes. How did I make the gravy? Well, when it was done at 12 hours, I pulled all the meat out, so you've got just the liquid in there. You got the remnants of the beer and the water, okay? And the meat juices. And I took, and the fat, which is nice because there's a good amount of fat in there too. Nice. And I took about a cup of flour, I think, in cold water, and I stirred it up. Did you notice that my hands it changed direction like that? Isn't that crazy? And I stirred it up really, really well. Now here's the thing, I gotta tell you, mixing hot flour into hot liquid is a tricky bitch. It is. But you know what? I've done it enough to, you know what I mean? There you go. There's probably, I'm getting better, but here's the thing. You do it, mix it in cold water, because it won't lump like it will if you just pour it into hot water. It'll lump. So you mix it into a little bit of cold water. How much water? How much? I don't know. 2 cups. 2 cups. Let's say 2 cups to a cup of flour to 2 cups of water. Let's try that. And if it doesn't seem like that's enough water, add a little bit more. All right. And then after you get a nice mixture, where it's not too lumpy or whatever, be realistic with yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Pour it into the crock pot. That's what I did. Stir it up. It will start to thicken. You'll start to have gravy. Oh, yeah. You'll start to have gravy. And then put your meat back in. Put the lid on. Wait 10 minutes. Just to let it heat up again. That's all. And then there you go. You have pot roast and gravy. Now, I did put in some potatoes in there. I put 2 potatoes in there. But yeah. So there it is. That's all you need to do. It's really, really simple. It's not hard. So, well, let me take a look at the floor, see how we're doing over here. She's ready to go. She's ready to go. Let's take a few moments here. Hold on. You know what? Would you like to listen? Well, you can't because Bach's Harpsichord Concerto in D major, BWV 1054 is a wonderful. It's a wonderful piece, but I can't have you listen to it right now because I'm on my iPad. But check it out, okay? If you would, find a good harpsichordist and play it. Yada, da, 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 All right. So I'm going to end this video right now. I'm going to go do the oven. Because it's getting 45 minutes long, so let's do it. You know what I mean? I love you all. Remember to brush your teeth, to floss, and to say your prayers. And I'll see you in the next video. Let's say a quick prayer before we go. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. I love you all.